Saddens me and really saddens me that the people who are supposed to be working together, that is, black people, instead of us uniting, we are disintegrating. From watching Mosabi's expose in his channel, because right now Mosabi has a channel, he recorded the day he was sent away at night carrying a luggage. Imagine how spineless. Imagine how spineless. These guys, the so-called rich YouTubers, the likes of Ayamaro, the likes of Gitirifa, and the others, imagine how spineless they can be. That they feel they can do anything. And they love chasing people at night. They love chasing their employees at night to prove they have power. Because Max Brand recorded his exit. Mosabi has also recorded his exit. And guess what? This syllabus is not slowing down. I've listened to Mosabi and I've listened some bits of Gitirifa response. And Gitirifa is, first of all, he's such an idiot. He doesn't even know. He can't even communicate effectively. If you listen to Mosabi, you would tell this guy is not reading from a script. This guy is talking about his experiences because he was giving due where it's supposed to be given. Mugala muwe, haki umpe. That's a Swahili statement. Mugala muwe, haki umpe. That means as evil as bad a person can be, at least if they did something good, you state it, you mention it. In that interview, Musabi said, Dimwango, anytime he would work for Dimwango would at least give him something. Anytime Congrats mom would come to the compound, at least that woman would give him something. But the way he was being treated by Gitirifa, because Gitirifa was the initial employer, but that does not mean that Ayamaro is not into this, because he has been working for Ayamaro for free. That is slavery. That's slavery. And anybody who is supporting Ayamaro on this is an idiot, is a fool. Rich or poor, you are a fool. You are an idiot. You are sick. You need to see a psychiatrist. You need a psychologist. You are sick here. You are sick. You are sick here. You are sick. You're mentally decapacitated. There's something wrong with your cognitive function. Because how would you support such inhuman? How can you support such inhuman acts? And especially coming from a black person to a black person. You know, when you study about slavery, and as a black person, if you think about slavery, you know how inhuman that thing was. And people are called slaves. Why? Because of labor. They provided free labor. And what's the benefit of that labor? Free labor benefits the employer. And that's the case. Imagine Mosabi used to wash underwears, underpants for Gitirifa, his shoes, his clothes. And Mosabi used to take care of that kid. That kid would far much better call Mosabi the father. Gitirifa, your child was taken care of. Good care of. Mosabi cooks for your child. Mosabi washes your clothes. Mosabi does everything, cleans the compound. And guess what? You're not even the one who was paying him. He was being paid by a donor. How inhuman could you be? And you wonder why your project has slowed down? And guess what's going to happen next? Your project will continue slowing down because people are waking up to the reality. People are seeing you guys for who you really are. People are looking at you and saying idiots. Gitirifa, you're just an idiot. And one person who's really taught you that manners is Ayamaro, because I cannot defend Ayamaro as much as Mosabi was employed by you. Ayamaro knew all that along. Ayamaro has been seeing this all along, but he chose to keep quiet. And in that expose, everybody you told that you're going to fire Mosabi was against you, was telling you, man, bro, this is a wrong move. But since you're feeling yourself like a king, you see, you used to make calls with returning brand marks. Now try it. I dare you. If you feel like you're a man, try it. And those people by the name Positive Reactors, if you guys stand for the truth, why can't you call Ayamaro? Why can't you call him out? Why can't you tell him, like, bro, we see that you did some great things. And I've always said on this channel that yes, indeed, Ayamaro has done a lot of great things. But now you start realizing that those great things he did were to overshadow his dark side. They were to hide. That's the face. But beneath that face is a very evil person. That's a wolf in sheep's clothing. When it's coming, you just sing a sheep. But in reality, that's a wolf. It can kill you. And guess what? Ayamaro underestimated the power of donations. Ayamaro thought, since he's the one who's bringing them in the village, these guys, the likes of Nastor Mayugno, and those who have grown, Chalo Kush, Lynette Kenya, he did not, he did not picture a situation that these people would even succeed without him. He's salivating, he's dripping like, why wouldn't these people just come? Why can't I have a share? And it would have been easy. Imagine the progress that Lynette Kush and Chalo Lynette Kenya and Chalo Kush have made. Imagine if all that progress Ayamaro has a share, like let's say just 20%. It's a big thing. Imagine the progress that Nico Buddha has made. Imagine the progress that Ayamaro has made. Imagine if Ayamaro had a cut of that. That's why it becomes so difficult for Ayamaro to leave the village, because if he leaves the village, by the time he's coming back, he will meet a group of people who've grown, who have risen without him. Because Ayamaro is yearning to be recognized. He's craving for recognition. And what gets him mad is he has a Land Cruiser, he has a Mercedes Benz, he has a driver, he has employees, he has a villa, and seemingly everything is working out for him. Apparently, the empire is falling. And even the greatest empires, if you study history, even the greatest empires, they were not defeated by enemies per se. They started crumbling from within. We human beings, sometimes we become our own enemies. Sometimes we become our own enemies. Have you guys, have you ever watched a boxing match where you see you have two boxers and every boxer has his people, the coach and the team? If me as a coach, I realize that my boxer is being beaten, my boxer is not going to win. What I do, I will throw in the towel. Because as much as my boxer want to continue fighting, I have to protect him against himself. Because I know his emotions or her emotions at that time are very high. And when emotions are high, logic is low. So it takes me to protect my person. And I did a video and I advised Ayamaro as much as I do not qualify to advise him. How can I advise a person who is making millions of money? How can I become his manager? Well, I can't, because I have a brain that is functional, because I can see what is not able to see. I'm pretty sure even the mom noted something about Rocio, but Ayamaro could not see it. If I were Maro's brand manager, because the scripture again is very clear, show me your friends and I'll tell you your character. So again, if I am Marwa, always hangs out with Brian, Daniel, Gitirifa, and Kogutu. Show me your friends and I'll tell you your character. Chocolate Man, show me your friends and I'll tell you your character. I do not need to know Ayamaru. I need to know Gitirifa. I need to know Daniel. I need to know everybody surrounding that guy. And you can tell. So he can come here bragging and saying what he wants to say. But the way they have handled the Mosabi issue was so uncalled for. Now Mosabi is gone. And another thing, there's a reason as to why Ayamaro wanted Mosabi to go and do hospitality and tourism. You understand that Ayamaro has a traveling company, Maro Travels. Now, that company does not have a lot of employees at the moment. We only know of the driver by the name Matata, a very nice guy, by the way. But now, for that company to be fully functional, at least it needs some other employees and professionals for it to operate effectively without being micromanaged. The problem is, Ayamarwa doesn't employ professionals. Ayamarwa doesn't like employing professionals because he does not know how to handle money. Ayamarwa at this level, he needs a financial manager, he needs a brand manager, and then he should be working as a marketer. But Ayamarwa won't take credit for everything. And that is going to hurt him. That's why even if he makes uploads, he's trying to create titles that can entice people to watch his content. It's not working anymore. And the reason as to why it's not working anymore is because Ayamaro has not consolidated his thoughts and invited other people to talk with him and guide him. He doesn't understand teamwork. There are levels when you start growing. You grow with people. You work with professionals. But Ayamaro chooses to work with Gitirifa, to work with people who do not have the experience. Then, in that case, people will come and take away from you and they go and they build themselves. Look at Linet Kenya and Chalokush. Those guys 3 years ago, they were not where they are. And I don't even think they thought they would be where they are today. And courtesy of Linet Kush and Linet Kenya and Chalo Kush, we have Tash Kenya and the sister to Linet Kenya. Those are people who are trying to build their empires without much noise. Silent wealth. These people are living good lives out there. Meanwhile, I am Marwa, you're breaking up yourself. If I were you at such a time, I would have sat down and talked to my people and told them, you know what? I really need to see what I have done. What has my influence done? But his ego, I am Marwa, your ego does not allow you to see things beyond you. If I were you at this time, I would not be fighting with my employees. I would have probably paid Mosabi very well and leave the villa with 3 people you can trust. Because moving forward, getting an employee like Mosabi, getting an employee like Mosabi is going to be one of the most daunting challenges you'll ever face. Loyal, super hardworking. This is what you would have done with Mosabi. Mosabi, have a YouTube channel. I don't have a problem with that. In any case, I'll help you to build that. But meanwhile, let's partner. This home is also your home. As you build yours, this is your room. You're the home manager. Make sure everything is running okay. But now, anytime you're only having employees for 1 month, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and it's done. That's why you keep on losing.